What is up, Diamond Bolt Nation? Welcome back to yet another Q&A with Diamond Bolt. I'm never going to do that intro again. Feel like yesterday's is the last Q&A, am I right, guys? Lots of stuff has happened since last time. We hit 50,000 subscribers. I really wanted to thank you guys for that. I won't get it too sappy because, you know, no one cared. And also, we finally got Energon out, so that was good. I was pretty happy with it. There was a few things wrong with that video, but overall I was happy with it. I'm glad you guys liked it. Anyway, I won't keep you for long. Just before we get to the questions, I wanted to update you guys about the PO box, which I am setting up very, very soon. And I don't mean like 2 months from now. I mean like this week I am working on getting it set up. So I will make a video about that, updating you guys and letting you know of the address once, if all goes well. And if you're watching this in the future and I've already got it up, then it's going to be in the description of my channel. And if it's not there, then I'm probably poor. Anyway, let's get right to the questions. All right, let's hope there's some positive, happy questions this time. We'll start off. If we could get a Ruin Forever on something not cartoon related, that'd be good. That's not a question. I'm happy for you guys to suggest whatever you want for Ruin Forever. I tend to focus on cartoons because that's more my forte in those sort of areas, but I know there's certain game franchises as well. Like I did one on Sonic 06, and I'm happy to do Ruin Forever on anything. I know maybe it's a bit repetitive with the cartoon stuff. So yeah, leave suggestions down below. It really depends on what I've actually seen. I don't want to talk about a franchise I don't know about. Hi Bolt, I love your videos and keep up the good work. What the hell is that profile picture? What if you're strapped in a chair and forced to watch a new Transformers series that has the KISS players, Energon Ironhide, and the Beast from the Beast Within? Then I would invent a new way to commit suicide. Besides Jalla, which is your favorite character from Bionicle G1? I'd have to go with Tahu or Kapaka. Because, you know, Kapaka's the best. Or any of the Paraka. Yo. Since Michael Bay is in your house, does he have explosives in your house? If yes, can I call the bomb squad? Michael Bay is no longer a problem. We peacefully negotiated his departure from my house. When is your next Q&A? I got no idea. Hey Bolt, for your next Q&A, could you give us a brief run through of your equipment that you use to make your videos? I sure can. This here is my microphone. I use it so that I don't sound like I'm talking through a potato. This is the Elgato HD60. I use it to record Minecraft gameplay. I used to use this thing, the Kaiser Bass or Bass or whatever, but it looked like it was filming with a Game Boy camera, so I stopped using it. And here is my illustrious Sony Handycam. This thing films 4K, 360 degrees. And of course the ring light. We've got some headphones. They're wireless and they're cool, so I can listen to anime themes on the go. Yeah, my equipment setup is really boring. For Q&A, what is your opinion on the new Cyberverse series coming out? I have seen very minimal amounts of it, but from what I've seen, it looks interesting, I guess. At this point, I've given up all hope on Transformers cartoons, so. However, being like a G1 reboot, I am actually very concerned that it just seems like they're trying to shamelessly cash in on nostalgia. But maybe it'll be good. I'm not going to say anything just yet. I need more details. What's your Fab Seeker? Do you think if Skywarp was given more character in IDW, he could be a good character? Skywarp is my favorite Seeker, and yeah, I think if he was given a bit more character in IDW, he's got it. He's actually got a bit more panel time than he's ever gotten before, you know, with the joining the teleportation stuff and G.I. Joe. It's interesting to see him stand out as a character, and I'm glad they've given him that individual role. So I think they're doing pretty well with him so far. Can I suck you? No thanks. What do you think of the Ben 10 reboot toy line? Do you think it's the only good thing in the franchise? Because I don't. The only bits I've seen of the toy line is people sending me images on Twitter, and from what I've seen, it looks incredibly mediocre. Ben 10 toys have been decent in the past, like the normal action figures, not those weird squishy ones. I don't know, they look really gimmicky from what I've seen. Where can I read the 3H comics? Because I couldn't find them online. I've had trouble myself trying to read them. They're so hard to find. The only digital copies I can give you I found on TF Wikinet, which is on BotCon's old website. I'll leave that link in the description if you want. They had a few, I think they had the Wreckers comics on there, but not all of them. I myself sincerely struggle trying to read them all. So you're not alone in your struggles, believe me. For your next Q&A, can I ask your opinion on Lug and a Node? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And how do you feel about IDW now having openly trans and lesbian bots? Personally, I think it's hella cool how inclusive and supportive IDW and Hasbro are with the LGBT community. I really like the direction that they've taken that, in the sense that they're not forcing it as an agenda. Like, I hate to say, like, I don't read Marvel comics often, but I've heard that they're like shoving
They're just shoving that message down your throat, like, we're progressive, guys, look at us. I feel like Transformers is doing it really well because they're robots. And while the romance thing could, it's unnecessary in Transformers, it is very, very well done in More Than Meets the Eye, at least. And I would agree. I think it's really, really awesome how they're including it in Transformers and how Hasbro's allowing it. So good on them for that. Seriously, it's nice to see them tackling this sort of topic properly and maturely, as opposed to just. For future Q&A, did you know that the Michael Bay Optimus Prime is based off of Liam Neeson? That would explain a lot.
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
So this is Pizza Hut?
As a more serious question, have you watched War for the Planet of the Apes? If so, who's your favorite character? If I'm going to be completely honest, I find those movies completely ridiculous. I've seen about 2 of them and I just don't understand. Am I the only one who doesn't like them? They're not bad movies, but I just found the concept so ridiculous. They're a bunch of monkeys, for God's sake. Hey, Diamond Bolt, do you think you could have a War for Cybertron or Fall of Cybertron multiplayer session sometimes? That way, more people could actually get in a game. That would be amazing, and I'd be all for it. Setting it up would be an absolute pain in the ass, but it would be fun one day. Unfortunately, I don't own the PS4 copies of War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, only the PS3 versions with now defunct servers, so I'd have to buy the new ones and it'd be too hard to set up. I'm interested one day in maybe potentially setting up like a fan game thing. I'll do a video on it, but I don't know. I guess I'll leave that to future me to work that one out. Would you rather fist Starscream while he screams in his G1 voice or kill Soundwave? Can you not? Hello, Mr. Diamondbolt. I've seen your recent Q&A and noticed you mentioned how you were running out of ideas. I'm not actually running out of ideas. That's a joke, I promise. How about a series where you talk about the Bay films and how you would fix them with your own image? Think Watch Culture's How They Should Have Made series. That is a really cool idea. I feel like that's sort of been done to death, but I feel like I kind of covered most of what was wrong with Bayformers in the Ruin Forever episode. But I might do a video on it one day. No promises, but it sounds like an interesting concept, so thanks for that. How do you feel about Farmer's death at the hands of First Aid? I think the state of his face was an improvement. For your next Q&A, do you ship Son Amy? If you don't, I will hunt you down and do you?
Hello, police? Yes, my name is Diamond Bolt. This person threatened to kill me if I don't ship 2 Sonic the Hedgehog characters. Can you please... Sir, you there?
Thanks to the internet, I try to not ship any Sonic characters ever again. God, my eyes after what I've seen. I can tell you from when I was younger I did. They were like my OTP, those 2. It's like they had to be together. Nowadays, it's just kind of weird. She's like 12. Do you own a Switch and would you buy Splatoon 2 because of the Squid Sisters, Pearl and Marina? Play Splatoon 2 because you need to, and I made you my rival in Pokemon Cloud White 2. Let's play on YouTube. Okay, first off, that's really cool that I'm your rival. I'm glad that I'm going to lose every single battle to you. I always name my rival Dumbbutt, so I'm glad, someone's a bit creative. And I have Splatoon 2, and it is, at the moment, one of my favorite games. I just bought a Switch recently, and I am loving it. I am absolutely loving the crap out of it. Splatoon is one of my favorite games, and I'm a little disappointed that Splatoon 2 isn't all that different, but it is so fun. It's such a great game, and it plays so well on the Switch. It's a fantastic game. I love it. It's so good, and yes, Pearl and Marina are great. Not as good as Callie and my waifu, but they are pretty good. Hey, Diamond! I was just wondering, aside from Gumtree and eBay, what other online stores would you recommend? I honestly don't shop online very often. eBay is usually my go-to with Transformers toys, but I don't do that anymore. From what I've heard, personally, and I know here in Australia it's terrible because the shipping is awful, but apparently Big Bad Toy Store is really good. They've got... I think they're relatively cheap, and I think the shipping's decent, but I can't tell you from experience. Is there a quad changer in the Transformers universe, like a robot tank jet boat or something? I think the only quad changer I can think of at the top of my head is Optimus from Beast Wars. He kind of had the 4 modes. Hey Bolt, I just wanted to say I've recently subbed and have watched your vids almost non-stop. You're just so funny, especially in your gameplay videos. Aw, thank you. My question is, since you said you like the Bayformers movies, what's your opinion on the soundtrack from the films? And if you like them, what's your favorite soundtrack or song? Love your vids, keep up the good work, and can't wait for future gameplay videos. Thank you for that. The movie soundtracks are pretty good. I remember I used to listen to the 2007 soundtrack. I love the main Transformers theme song. I'll give you a little preview of it now. Oops, copyright strike. From what I've heard of it though, it is really good, and some of the songs on it, I think it's really underrated how fantastic the soundtrack was. Can you react to a Raging Nation video, lol? I just think it would be funny. Yeah, why not?
What's up, Raging Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching Bumblebee's Journey. This is just a Webster's word.
Hey DB, love your channel. Keep up the good work. Here is my question. Can you do a video to publicly destroy that monster that is that Michael Bay cutout? Or have you become attached? If you don't, that's fine. We can bay some more of it. What? I don't think I can kill Michael Bay anymore at this point. For the next Q&A, what is your favorite toy line from Transformers? Mine is either Classic/Generations or Rid TF Prime. I'd have to say Generations, especially the 2008 and 2013 incarnations of it, when it had these toys and these toys. That was my favorite toy line at the time, and I still think I own plenty of the figures now, and they're brilliant. Masterpiece is really good as well, but very expensive. Does it not madden you how smooth Beast Wars animation is compared to TF Energon and Cybertron? What the fuck? I think what you're trying to say is, does it matter that the Beast Wars animation looks better? And yes, I do think that matters a lot. The fact that Beast Wars was like 8 years before Energon and still looked better than it is incredibly disappointing. But Beast Wars had a better budget. So, you know, it's about money. Do you have an opinion on the Tarn Nickel ship, and can you make a video on your favorite ships in Transformers? Tarn and Nickel are being shipped, really? You guys are sick. Actually, that's kind of adorable now that I think about it. Yeah, okay, I'm in. Will I do a video about my favorite Transformer ships? Well, I did one on, like, romances, and I think that's enough of my self-respect lost from that one. Ever watch Konosuba? Yes, I am a very big fan of Konosuba. Yes, this is my favorite show with that girl from Bakugan, Shinji, and Asuna from Sword Art Online. You just found me a new anime to watch, thank you. What is your favorite G1 Dinobot? Mine is either Swoop or Snarl. I've always liked Snarl, I don't know why. He doesn't really have much personality-wise, but design-wise he's just freaking cool. But I have to go with Grimlock as my favorite because, you know, Grimlock. Can we hear your thoughts on the Night Begins to Shine Teen Titans Go episodes? I haven't watched them yet, and from what I've seen, like, initially my thoughts were like, oh, here we go, they're gonna just cash in on something that they actually did right, now they're gonna ruin it. But I heard, like, some band, I think Fall Out Boy was in it, and that's just freaking dumb. I haven't watched them yet. I'm gonna go in with a positive attitude. I'll probably, like, I probably won't make any more videos about Teen Titans Go, but I'll mention it in a future Q&A, I guess. Would you consider playing games with fans and just recording a bunch of random moments? Going on from that, I would love to do that one day, guys, but how we would set that up, what game it would be, and when we would do it is going to be the most frustrating thing in the entire world. I think I'm going to grow the channel a little bit more first, and then we'll go from there. But I would absolutely love to do that, just saying. I can't wait for you to kick my ass in any game. I had an idea for you, an art contest. The problem I have with that is I appreciate so much, and I mean so much, all of the art that's given to me, and I don't want to make it seem like I favor something like more over something else. It doesn't really matter to me how good it looks. It's just the fact that you've gone out of your way to make something for me. It means so much. And I wouldn't want to put anyone down by saying, you know, this person's a better artist, therefore yours isn't as good. I feel like it'd be a little condescending. I would love to do an art contest, but I'd have to do like a grade school thing where I'm like, you're all winners, yeah! Oh, that's a lot. Do you like Metallica? No, not a metal or rock fan, I'm afraid. If you could revive any character from any continuity, who would it be? Skids, please. Can you do a Let's Play of the Transformers for PS2? Not the Armada one, but the horribly dubbed Japanese one. I was going to do that, and then I found one online I was going to buy, and just at the last minute I remembered region locking, and so I couldn't buy it. And if you don't know what that is, it means basically you buy a game from Japan and it's not going to work in your Australian PS2. If I ever get a hold of a copy of it that actually functions, then I'd absolutely love to play it. It'd be so freaking hilarious to play. It's so bad. Who is your favorite Beast Wars character? I'm a Depth Charge. Depth Charge is the coolest ever. He was so cool that the show just could not keep him. Can I take that wild bay off your hands? I don't think you're allowed to give people corpses. P.S. I live in hell and it froze over. You better give us that Minecraft Let's Play. Okay, guys. 100,000 subscribers special Minecraft Let's Play, I promise. Also, for next Q&A, since IDW is doing the Sonic comics now, would you like to see a Sonic and Transformers crossover? That's an idea that sounds great in theory, but when you put it into practice, it would not work at all. I've seen like an image of Eggman teaming up with Megatron from Prime. It looks freaking awesome. I guess like it could work, but trying to pair like Optimus with Sonic just doesn't really mix very well. They're two very different franchises. It would be awesome to see them together, but I feel like they'd stuff it up. Hey Bolt, for the next Q&A, who's your favorite version of Thundercracker? Definitely the one from IDW. He's the only one who actually speaks more than 2 words. Do you have any experience with Chucky? Your profile picture tells me you might. I've heard of the films, but I've never actually watched them. The closest movie I've ever gotten to toys coming to life and trying to kill their owners is Toy Soldiers. Why are you mad at me? Please, I need to know. Soundwave, why do you have a Twitter account? DB, do you think you'll be making a video about your thoughts on Sonic the comic? Is that the new one or the Fleetway one? I might do one on the IDW one when that comes out, but I probably won't do one about the old one because I cannot find the issues for the life of me. I've been looking everywhere for them. Do you like Darth Vader from Star Wars, and what's your favorite Transformer from G1? Yeah, Darth Vader's cool. I think he's like overdone. I think the franchise kind of milked the absolute hell out of him, but he's a pretty cool character. Favorite character from G1, Wheeljack. Wheeljack was just the only, one of the only characters with personality in that entire extended advertisement of a show. What is your opinion on third-party figures? I know there's probably an answer in one of your videos. I'm just curious. No, I've never addressed this, I don't think. I don't own any third-party figures, and I don't intend to buy any, but from what I've seen, don't kill me, Hasbro, they look better than the actual products. Because I feel like they're designed with actual love and care put into them. Yeah, I've never bought any and I know they're really expensive. I think they look freaking cool is what I'm trying to say. What Mega Man X games have you played? Thoughts on it? If you played X7 and X6, will you do a Raw Forever on it? I've played no Mega Man X games because I'm really bad at platformers. But if I ever give it a go, I'll let you guys know. And if X6 and 7 are really bad and I ever get into the franchise, maybe I'll do a video. Have you seen the channel Team Trainwreck? If not, you should because they're amazing voice actors. I've watched some of their videos, they're more than meets the eye dub, and they're frigging fantastic. I can't agree on the Scottish voice for Skids, but from what I've seen, they are amazing. Like, their voices are spot on for some of the characters. Diamond Bolt, I'm a newer subscriber, and since I started watching your videos, I've become a lot more comfortable with my love for Transformers, so thanks a bunch. You're welcome. I know you despise Rid. I don't despise it, I just have very strong opinions on it. But do you think this arc will bring back the old Soundwave design like they did with Starscream? And which designs do you think would look better in live action G1 or Prime? The Soundwave design that I've seen is actually one of my favorite. It is such a perfect combination of the Prime and the G1 one. And I think they've actually done really well with it. And yeah, from what I've seen, he is coming back in that body. And I think the Prime characters would look better in live action. I actually think the G1 designs would look frigging ridiculous in live action. That's not saying they're bad, but I just think it would look really dumb. Hey, Diamond Bolt, have you heard of a game called Horizon Zero Dawn? And if so, what are your thoughts? I've heard of it. It looks fantastic, but I do not have it. I do not intend to get it. I don't know enough about it, I think, to be interested in it, but it's on my wish list of games, like, maybe to check out one day. Also, have you heard of Bakugan? No. Now that Michael Bay isn't directing the live-action films, do you think they will improve? If yes, how? Never stop making videos. I've said this once before, and I'm going to say it again. Bay isn't the issue with the movies, it's the writers. Bay doesn't, it's not like he's like, oh yeah, we have to just make the plot shit, just throw a bunch of explosions in there. I mean, I didn't work on set, I wouldn't know. But I actually really like Michael Bay as a director, because I've read like interviews about him, and he seems to be the kind of person that, he makes a movie for fun. Like, he makes a film for entertainment. He doesn't care about critic reception, and that's not him ignoring criticism, which he does do. He genuinely just cares about making an entertaining movie, and he does do that in some instances. Removing Bay from the picture isn't going to make the films good. You have to get writers who can actually understand that the Transformers aren't just robots, they are characters who have personalities. It doesn't matter who's directing, it can be Steven Spielberg, or Zack Snyder, or frickin' Yui Boll. It doesn't matter who's directing it. If the writers are shit, then the movie's gonna be shit, so. What do you think of the new iteration of the Dinobot Combiner Volcanicus from Power of the Primes and Earth Wars? Hasbro, why do you do this? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It looks cool. I know this is a really petty nitpick, so please take this with a grain of salt. But one of the coolest things about the Dinobots was that they didn't need to combine. It's just they were cool enough to take down combiners without having to do it themselves. Also, the Beast makes me terrified of anything relating to a Dinobot Combiner. I have a question. Have you heard of Digimon? And if so, what are your thoughts? If you hate it, I will hunt you down and choke you with an Energon Ironhide figure.
Hello, police. Yeah, it's this Diamond Bolt again. I called you guys before. You kind of hang up on me. This guy's threatening to choke me to death with the Transformers toy if I don't like Digimon. Can you stop hanging up?
I have heard of Digimon. I love Digimon. I'm not a massive fan of it. Like, I can't name you every single Digimon from every single level and every single show, but I have seen some of the original show. I've been meaning to watch Adventure Try, and that looks freaking awesome. I love Digimon. I'm not intently into it, but it's a series that I very much respect and wish there was more of in this day and age. Dinobot, you didn't answer my question, so I'll ask you again. If Soundwave or Shockwave were real and in human scale, would you... Hello, police. How do you display your collection? Mine is on a couple of shelves on a bookshelf. And which is your favorite figure in your collection? Oh, I display mine very proudly. I think I've got them set up really nicely, you know. It's really neat, tidy. One of my favorite things is to display figures, so I do intend to do that with my Transformers eventually, but at the moment, they're kind of just decoration for the ground. What's my favorite figure? I've said this before, it's either the Soundwave or Shockwave Fox figures. What would your opinion be if there was an IDW mini-series about Soundwave's cassettes? That would be amazing. Like, they have their own distinct personalities, and I feel like it'd be a really cool show just watching them, like, get up to antics. It'd be a pretty cool one-off thing, I think. What's your opinions on Bay's Dinobots, both the ones in the movies and the toy ones like Slug? Also, would change anything about the Dinobots from any continuity. I like the Michael Bay ones, their designs at least. Their alt modes are freaking cool as hell, but I feel like that was kind of all they had going for them. I missed the fact when the Dinobots used to actually have character, and also Slug is the most ridiculous name I've heard. That's worse than Slug. How do they keep making it worse? Next year, we'll have the Dinobots, Grimlock, Snarl, Sludge, and Sleg. What would I change about the Dinobots? I'd give them personalities. Oh, and actually put them in the freaking movie, guys! Also, have you played any newer overrated games? Bendy and the Ink Machine, Undertale. Bendy and the Ink Machine I've seen videos of, it looks pretty cool, but yeah, it's become overrated so very quickly. It's like Hello Neighbor. It's a game that looks really interesting that the internet has just destroyed. Undertale I have played some of. It's very charismatic. It's a very interesting game. It's very unique. And I'm not going to blame this on the fan base and say, oh, it sucks because the fan base sucks, because that's just immature. It's not something like that immediately, because I'm not a fan of RPGs. It's not something that immediately caught me, like, roped me into it. But from what I've seen, it is really, really cool. Rad as always, but I guess for silly questions, opinion on the strange friendship of Cosmos and Soundwave. That is adorable. I love it. I love it to bits. I love the fact that out of everyone, because Cosmos has got no friends ever, it had to be Soundwave. Those two are just so cute together. Hey, love your videos. I was wondering if you could play CSGO. It's my favorite game. I'm not skilled enough for CSGO, unfortunately. God damn. I have 2 questions for your next Q&A. If you had the power to improve Transformers The Last Night, what will you improve and why? Maybe put the Dinobots in it, guy. I think the biggest issue with it was they shoved way too much plot in there and not enough actual characters. So I covered that in my review of the movie. I felt like the biggest issue with it was the lack of actual personality from the Transformers. If you were forced to buy a Last Night toy, which one would it be? Oh, I would never buy a Last Night toy. Never. I refuse to give Hasbro any money. P.S. Michael Bay plays Minecraft without you knowing. All he does is blow things up. That explains why it was on my desktop. Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola? Chocolate milk for the win. Who needs soda? What do you think of Dorito Starscream? You call him Dorito Starscream? I always called him Triangle Scream. That's a way better name. Which fictional vehicles would you like to see being a Transformer? It can be a land, air, water, or even space ones from any fiction. That's an interesting question. I've always wanted to see, like, I think a DeLorean Transformer would be freaking awesome. How do you think about some Furbots? The name is still work in progress. I mean, those Transformers which have some animal features on them, I don't mean like beast machines, like a car transforms into a lion-like figure, or a motorbike into a more cheetah-like character. Sounds cool. A little non-practical when it comes to the toys, but it still sounds cool. How do you think about adding some non-canon characters or even villains in some TF games? Might mess up some continuity, but it would be nice to see some more characters, not just stick with the roster of the main line. I know what you're talking about, like how some games of things have non-canon villains. That would be cool, but knowing Transformers, it's usually just easiest to default to Megatron. I think it would actually be interesting to see some characters like that. Can you do top 10 movies or TV shows you don't like but everyone else loves? I can't actually think of any proper ones off the top of my head, but that sounds like a cool idea for a video one day. I'll keep it in mind. Hey DB, love the content. Just wanted to ask a few questions about getting started on YouTube. Keep up the good work, thanks. 3 tips for you immediately. 1, you have to be incredibly determined in what you're making. When you start out, don't immediately buy all the best equipment. Don't buy a friggin' microphone and camera and everything. Stick with what you've got and do the best with what you can do, and then improve from there. Number 2, create something original. No one wants to see another Minecraft Let's Play. I'm sorry, it's the truth. I'm not saying what I make is necessarily original, but if you create something that's really uniquely you, or even inject your personality into it, people will love it for sure. I guarantee it. Number 3, do not ever get demotivated. ever. YouTube is about resilience, and I can guarantee you, whether it be a lack of views, dislikes, hate comments, whatever, do not stop, because if you truly do care about what you're doing, then you're going to keep going. I do actually plan to do a proper full length, like how to be a YouTuber video, and not as a joke. I mean, I have actually got some advice for you guys. I'm not saying I'm an expert at all, because look at me. Look at me. Just starting out as a channel, just make sure you know what you're doing, make sure you know how to do it, and just go from there. You'll be fine. Dinobot, what's your favorite Transformers episode? Ever? That's a hard one. I really can't think of my favorite ever, but one that comes to mind is one of my favorites is One Shall Fall from Transformers Prime, because that was freaking amazing. Would you play Pokemon games on YouTube? Which of the games are your favorite, and do the fan games interest you? I'm not sure if Pokemon's one of those games that gets hit with the Nintendo copyright bullshit. I don't think I really would. Pokemon seems like one of those games, this is just me personally, I know there's plenty of YouTubers that do play Pokemon games that people enjoy. It's kind of a game that is really fun to play, but is really boring to watch. And I don't know how I would make it interesting, because I'm actually really bad at RPGs, as I've said. I do really enjoy Pokemon, but not enough to make a Let's Play series of it. My favorite Pokemon game would have to be X. I definitely prefer the 3D over the 2D games. That was certainly an improvement. And fan games look freaking amazing. They actually seem like they've got genuine love, care, time put into it. But Nintendo doesn't give a shit. Nintendo doesn't care about you or the fact that you like their franchises. They just want money. So I love the fan games. I think they're really impressive, and it's amazing what people have made, but it's so disappointing that Nintendo just doesn't give a shit about their fans. What food do you like the taste of but hate eating for some reason? Licorice. I love eating it, the taste is great, but I feel with nothing but regret afterwards. If you could choose any two TF characters to get together in canon as a couple, who would they be aside from you and Soundwave, of course? Can we get Cosmos and Soundwave as a thing, please? I'd support that. I was going to say Sari and Bumblebee, but I don't want to end up in jail. So what are your thoughts on the massive power of the Primes leaks? And would you do a review on Shin Mazinga and Shin Geta Armageddon? Okay, I haven't heard of either of those, but I'll look them up. As for Power of the Primes, some of the toys look really cool. As I said, I'm a bit disappointed with the Volcanicus, but they look pretty strong so far. I think I'm the only one who's not impressed with the Optimus Prime leak, but aside from that, the rest of the toys look really cool. The Dinobots look fantastic, Wind Charger looks cool, and I'm genuinely looking forward to everything except Optimus Primal. What's your favorite Kiss Players character? Did it have characters? Because I was too busy focusing on not going to jail. If you had an Omnitrix of your own, which 10 aliens would you transform into? Can I narrow it down to 5? Cannonbolt, Diamond Head, Heat Blast, Accelerate, Swamp Fire, and Way Big. You mentioned the series Whack Film in one of your videos. If you are familiar with it and watched it, what do you think of it? I haven't actually watched it, sorry to say, but from what I've seen of it, it looks really, like, the animation looks amazing, but apparently the dub is really lacking in some areas, which is a bit of a shame, because you know how picky I am with dubs. What is your favorite Disney animated live-action movie? Wreck-It Ralph. Would you keep the name Diamond Bolt if you were a Transformer? Probably not. If so, which group would you swear allegiance to? All hail King Megatron. What is your favorite Bionicle Hero Factory line? Favorite Bionicle would have to be the Anika and the Paraka. Not just because of the Paraka rap, I promise. Yo! Hero Factory would have to be Breakout. I think the designs in that were just so unique. Do you like any other toy-based franchises such as Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Digimon, and Bakugan? Those sorts of shows, I'm afraid to say I really don't enjoy. Like, I know I've mentioned before, I like Digimon and Bakugan, but the toys, the gimmick, like, relating to the TV show, not a fan. Is there anything from Transformers Energon that you would call good? I mean, the credits were pretty good. Have you heard of the Hyperdimension Neptunia franchise? Nope, never heard of it. Not at all. Hey, Dinobot, here are my questions. What if in Transformers Age of Extinction, the humans created Nemesis Prime instead of Galvatron? That would have actually made sense. What if in Robots in Disguise, Orion Pax appears in the quest to become Optimus instead of just bringing back Optimus? That would have also made a lot more sense. Do you prefer the English or Japanese version of the Transformers animated opening? Alright, the English version's great, but come on, man. Listen to that, people. Who is the weakest Transformer in the whole history of the franchise? Energon Ironhide, because the human's kick can spin his head around, which is very concerning. Did you have a previous job before YouTube? Do I look employable? How did you discover our Lord and Savior, Jobby the Hong? That was from, actually, I forgot to thank you guys for that. That was actually from me saying I don't like toy review channels, aside from Thu Adams, and everyone in the comments was like, you should check out Jobby, he's amazing, and he was amazing, so thank you for that. If you were the leader of the Decepticons, what would you do? Surrender. What are your thoughts on the Super Smash Bros. Series? I friggin' love Smash Bros. One of the greatest games I've ever played. Smash 4 is my favorite, and it is so fun. I am relatively decent at it, and it is amazing. I miss the story mode in Brawl, though. I wish they had that in 4. What is your favorite Pixar movie so far? I could tell you mine, but I have a feeling you already know what it is. Is it Bugs Life? I think I'm gonna have to go with Toy Story on that one. Toy Story 2 Yeah, I grew up with it, and just watching it back today, it still holds up. It's just such a great movie. What are your thoughts on the Bumblebee spin-off movie? Well, honestly, it looks disappointing. It's terrible. I'm just disappointed. Bumblebee's a boring character. It sucks, but the one redeeming grace is, of course, the fact that it has John Cena! Did you see Power Rangers, and did you like it? I loved it, actually. The cast was great. The Megazord was demented looking, but the fight at the end was great. It had enough humor to work, and I actually think it was a really good interpretation of Power Rangers. What do you think of TF Prime Bulkhead, and which Bulkhead is better, TF Prime or animated? Well, they're pretty much the exact same character, but I have to say I really like the Prime one. The Prime one's not as dumb, so... Are you still feeling bad about shooting Metroplex? Please don't remind me about that. What video did you enjoy making? None of them. Every video I've made is just pain. It's nothing but tiring effort. I hate making videos, and I haven't enjoyed any of it. I have to admit, the most fun videos for me to make are unscripted ones, because I just make it up as I go along. The Transformers commercials ones were really fun to make, and gaming videos are freaking fun as hell to make, because I just make it up as I go along. Which Ultra Magnus figure do you recommend? As I said, I'm not a toy connoisseur, so I can't exactly give you the best advice, but from what I own, the best one is the Prime Magnus, this one here on screen. Which is your least favorite episode on Transformer in Transformers Prime and Animated? The Headmaster episode from Transformers Animated, that episode was fine, but the Headmaster himself can go burn in a fire. And from Transformers Prime, it'd have to be Grill, because that was a clip show and that episode was boring. What character from the Bayformers films do you think was completely wasted? How about every single character? Have you ever heard of a YouTuber named Absurdly Awesome? If you haven't, I highly recommend his videos. I haven't heard of him, but I'll check him out. What is your favorite Movieverse toy? Mine is Dark Side Soundwave. I don't know why, but I really like the Wreckage 2007 toy. That one's freaking cool. Hey, Dinobot, love the video, and my questions are, who is your favorite Megatron, and what do you think of Predaking and Prime? Favorite Megatron is the Prime one. It was a really, really well done version of the character, I think. I really like Predaking and Transformers Prime. He was actually a really, really cool character. I feel like he kind of disappeared, but I love your videos, and I love that you like the stuff I like. Bionicle, Ben 10, Transformers, Hero Factory. My question is, will you do something that's opposite to Ruin Forever? Like something you really like or liked by a lot of people, like Transformers Prime Animated or G1 Bionicle. People have suggested to me to do an alternate version of Ruin Forever, but I usually just do that in reviews. First off, I can't come up with a name. Cherished Forever was one that was recommended to me. I'm sorry I don't remember who recommended that, but that was a really good name. The reason I don't talk more about stuff that I love is because I just be repeating myself over and over. I'm more critical when it comes to stuff I don't like. When it comes to stuff I do like, I kind of just say, amazing, awesome, wow. You know, so I'm not really sure if I'll do it as a series, but you can bet I'm going to be doing more videos and stuff I like. I have a very serious question for you. Do you got the touch? Do you got the power? No. I heard you like Ruby. Ruby. Who is your favorite Ruby character? What is your favorite weapon in Ruby? Are you hyped for Volume 5 of Ruby? I love Ruby. I love it more than I should love it. I think it is better than it actually is. I don't care about the flaws it has. I know there's a lot of flaws in it, but I freaking love it. I don't know why I like it so much. And I understand it's not perfect, so before you go off in the comment sections, being that edgy edgelord you are saying, Ruby's animation is freaking terrible. I really like the series, so yes, definitely. Who's my favorite character? Yang. Definitely Yang. Oh my god, Yang. Which is your favorite weapon? The shotgun gauntlets that belong to Yang. Are you hyped for Volume 5? Oh my god, I'm counting down the days. Are you a sexy fish? What? Have you ever played any of the Batman Arkham games? If so, what one, and what is your opinion on it? I've played Arkham City and I loved it. I have Arkham Asylum and Origins and I've never played them. But I really, really do like the games. They really make you feel like Batman. Can you make another Transformers commercials video? Yeah, probably not for a while. I'm sort of the kind of person that's like, if you've got something that is good and people have enjoyed it, don't kill it with another installment. That was improv the whole time. All those 3 videos were not scripted at all. I made it up as I went along, and I'm actually really proud of all 3 of them. Maybe not so much the 3rd one, but I really am happy with them. And I don't want to go and ruin that with another installment. I wouldn't know how to do another one, honestly. I might do another commercials related video soon, but probably not another Transformers one, at least for a while anyway. I don't want to kill, you know, what has been so far a good series that people have really liked. Will you show us your Grim Eclipse gameplay? Oh, I would if the game would actually freaking load. Oh yeah. Oh, it actually worked. Well, this is awkward. Do you have a Tidal Wave toy in your collection? If not, I would like to send you one. I do not have a Tidal Wave, no. Thank you very much for the offer. As I said, PO Box will be open soon, I promise. Hey, Bolt, I just got into reading More Than Meets the Eye. Pretty good, so I got a question related and unrelated. What do you think of the idea of Spark Eaters and Nails? Spark Eaters are scary. Also underused, I want to see more of them. Oh, that's right, we are. Can you show us all your Combiner awards, dude? Sure. Do you like Filthy Frank or How to Basic? Yeah, a little too crazy for my taste, but still pretty entertaining. Do you think that Six Shot, not Energon, is a cool character, and would you want him to be in more than Meets the Eye? Six Shot is one of the coolest Transformers characters. I just want IDW to do something with him. He kind of just disappeared, you know? And James Roberts would really, really do well with his character. So yes, more than meets the eye, please. Do you like the Alien franchise? I like the Alien franchise, and I've never seen a single film in the entire series. The Xenomorph is freaking terrifying. Alien Isolation looks amazing and the most scary thing in the entire universe. So I like the franchise, and I've never seen any of the movies. Can you do a review on the Ben 10 live action movies? Sure, god damn it. Will you ever bring Castlevania games to the channel? I've never played a Castlevania game, and I probably won't anytime soon. The only thing I've ever seen of Castlevania is the Netflix anime, which was amazing. So that's gonna have to be a solid maybe, but probably not, if I'm being honest. What do you think would happen if Ben 10 scanned a Cybertronian with the Omnitrix? What would he look like, and what would the alternate mode be? Oh, good question. I'd always imagine Ben would transform into the bike, from Omniverse. Like, if he did scan a Cybertronian, that would work, right? Because that's an alien, therefore, yeah, that would be pretty cool. Can Ben turn into non-carbon based life forms, though? Oh yeah, Clockwork. Yeah, he can. I don't know what he'd look like, but I imagine he'd be like slender, skinny, very green. Will you read the IDW Sonic if it was made by the guys who did the Transformers comics? Definitely. Who is the best Scourge, Sonic or Transformers? I really like Scourge from Sonic. Not that big of a fan of the one in Transformers, to be honest. Who is the best Sonic bad guy? Eggman, Enerjack, Dark Legion, the Egg Bosses, or Scourge? Enerjack. The Silver Arc one was terrifying. But what are you talking about? Obviously, Infinite is the greatest Sonic the Hedgehog villain of all time. I don't know what you're talking about. Will you see the Sonic movie that's coming out in 2 years? There's a Sonic movie coming out? What? Other than the designers being lazy shits, what do you think is the whole deal with Blackout and Grindor? Are they twins, clones, drones of one another? Yeah, I don't think there's a canon explanation for that. I think it was just the designers being lazy shits. Maybe it's so they just both scanned the same alternate mode. Maybe Grindor was like, hey buddy, you know, that's pretty cool alt mode you got there. Be a shame if someone borrowed it. Are you gonna do top 10 hunkiest Transformers 2? No. Top 10 Ben 10 aliens? Maybe. Who do you think is cooler between the two comic book powerhouses, Hulk or Superman? Both Hulk and Superman are conveniently two of my least favorite characters in existence. They are, in my opinion, very boring characters who are overpowered to the point of them not being interesting in the slightest. I don't like either of them very much, to be honest. They're made out to be so powerful. Their characters are just so uninteresting. But I guess I'd have to say Superman, just because I like him being this balance to Batman. What are your thoughts on Transformers, Autocracy, and Monstrosity? I love your videos and do whatever vids you want. I love your non-Transformers content. Thank you. They were really, really well done comics. I enjoyed, not that big of a fan of the art style, but they did suit the story in those very, very well. I actually thoroughly enjoyed those, especially Monstrosity. Just want to say your vids are amazing. I've been watching you for a while now and your quality has advanced a lot. I hope your content continues for years to come. Thank you very much. What are your thoughts on the Omnidub's English dub of Headmasters? That is the greatest dub of all time.
Fortress Maximus, prepare for your death today. You're gonna die.
You guys just don't understand, alright? You think that it's bad. It's not bad voice acting. They're just speaking in a dialect that is just incomprehensible by our measly human brains. It is the best dub of anything in existence.
Fortress Maximus is unable to enlarge because he has used up his powers to operate on spot.
What are your thoughts on Super Mario 64 DS compared to Super Mario 64? Oh, I'll hold that thought. That's a video coming soon. What are your thoughts on the Last Night Premier Edition toy line? The new molds and retours look amazing. They're okay, I get. Like, I'm not that big of a fan of the Last Night toy line, but I can't really bag them. They're better than this. How do you feel right now? Uncomfortable or seductive? Can I say both? What happened to the Ruin Forever leaderboard? I forgot. No. What happened was it got messier and messier as I kept deleting and remaking episodes to the point where I kind of just gave up on it. I'm still doing it with non-Transformers stuff, but in the Transformers ones, I kind of just, I kind of just hope no one would remember. You need to play Dark of the Moon for PS3 after you finish up Fox. That game is underrated. I played the whole thing. That game's actually really cool. I might do it for the channel. I don't own it, but maybe a future Let's Play. I don't know. Have you watched the Hot Wheels World Race Accelerators series? It's not unlike Transformers Prime, and it's all on YouTube to watch. I've never seen it, and that surprises me because I was a massive fan of Hot Wheels when I was younger. But from what people have told me, it's actually surprisingly good. Can you do top 5 Unicron incarnations? Number 1, that one. Number 2, that one. Number 3, that one. You get what I'm trying to say? They're all the same. How do you make it feel that Soundwave is going to be the new major villain in Robots in Disguise Combiner Force? Would you mind if I rewrote your old comic, New Generation Transformers? As I've said in the past, I'm happy for anyone to rewrite it, and just send it to me when it's done. I'd actually really be interested to read it. You guys would probably write the characters better than I would anyway. What were your thoughts on the Panty and Stock and G1 Transformers spoof? That was the frigging stupidest and funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Are you familiar or know the channel Rebel Taxi? Yes, Pan Pizza, love him. Can you go on a 1-minute rant about Ultra B? I just need to show you a picture of Ultra B, and I'm pretty sure that already conveys everything wrong with it. And that brings us to the end of another Q&A. Fuck. And that brings us to the end of another Q&A with Diamond Bolt. Thank you very much for watching. I love making these. You guys asked some really good questions, and thank you for being interested enough to actually ask them in the first place. As I said, PO Box announcement coming soon. I've got a slew of non-Transformer videos coming out, and a new Let's Play series coming very soon, so get hyped for that. Thank you guys once again, and I will see you in the next video. Diamond Bolt out.